Hey guys, what is going on? Chris here, as normal, doing a recap of last night and to look ahead to today's main slate here for Saturday. There are two early games, but we're going to focus on the nine-game main slate here on Fanduel. So as normal, guys, hope all you guys had a really good Friday. It is the weekend, so definitely happy about that. Hopefully, as well, you guys won some money. The scores were really not that high last night. If you scored anywhere from like a 275 up in tournaments, you cashed very easily. Um, so so hopefully you guys did half decent. Some of the games that were supposed to be good turned out to be blowouts. So, that's just how NBA fantasy is. So anyway, to recap and look ahead to today's games. So for me, I had a 290.1. I started off with Holiday. I thought he'd do a little more here against Brooklyn. Only got you 26. Really disappointed. I can't believe Brooklyn scored 143 against them. So a huge disappointment with Holiday. Next was Peyton. I knew I had to pick him here. His usage obviously was going to go up, and no Fournier or Meeks or anybody like that. So 36.8, very good night from Peyton. Klay Thompson, man, what a dud. 18 points. Thought for sure he'd do something, but they didn't really need him. Golden State still won very easily against Houston. Next was Lou Williams, kind of the guy that helped me cash here tonight, 37.3. So the reason why I think he got so many points was because D'Angelo Russell went out in like the first minute of the game with an injury, so Lou Williams had to play a lot of more minutes. 37 from him. Very good night from him. Next was Kevin Durant, as normal. He had to have him in there. Got you 54.3. That's the normal from him. Paul George got you 33. I was watching that game. Indiana just looks so bad. And, I'm kind of surprised that they left in all the Indiana starters. They were down by like 18 points with like 2.5 minutes left, and they were still playing them. But, that was all right with me because I had 3 of them. So definitely got some extra garbage points, which definitely helped me go over the top. Next was Thaddeus Young, as I said, same with George. Just, he obviously did a lot better than George did, 35 points and a lot cheaper, so I'll take that. Next was Mr. Ibaka. Didn't play too much in that first half. Had some foul issues and everything. Only had 20 points. Didn't play big minutes either. So, unfortunate. Didn't play too much there. And last but not least was Miles Turner, another one of those guys that I thought, should have done a little more. That Indy and LA game was, I think the spread was only like at 4. So really thought this would be one of the games, but unfortunately it wasn't. But still, it put me over the top of the 290. So I'm taking it. I'm definitely not going to complain about that. So as normal, if you guys are interested in premium lineups, you guys are struggling, definitely hit Anthony and I up. You get 2 to 4 lineups per day, depending on the slate. We'll have our email in the comment section. All you have to do is just message us as normal, and we'll get you all set up on NBA premium lineups. All right, with that being said, we got another 9-game slate here. Games aren't as good, but still some pretty good matchups here. So anyway, let's get into it. So as I said earlier, the Boston and the Detroit game, those are the early ones. We're not going to be looking at those. First one we have is Philadelphia and Atlanta. 200 total in Atlanta by 10. So as I told you, like I said last night, I knew Philly was going to beat. They had a pretty good chance to beat Portland, and they did by 1 point. They've been playing a little bit better. But the reason why they're playing better is because Joel Embiid is in there. When Joel Embiid is in there, Philly is just a very, very bad game. Very bad team. And as you see, Joel Embiid's not going to play on a back-to-back. So this should be a blowout for the most part. Yeah, Philly's playing better at home, but they need Embiid in there. So you got Dennis Schroeder. I don't mind him. He was quiet yesterday, had a pretty good game. But as I said, I don't like targeting people against McConnell. But as you saw, Lillard did very, very well against him. So don't mind some Dennis Schroeder. That total is only at 200, so that's a little iffy. But if he gets you 27, 28 plus, I'll take it. So I don't mind Dennis Schroeder, but not my favorite option out there. Shooting guards, not too high on him. Maybe some Tim Hardaway, but he's $4,600. If he gets me 23, 24, I'll be happy about that. But if he was like 40, 41, $4,200, I'd pick him. But he's almost $5K, so I'm not going to go there. Robert Covington, he's been playing a little bit better. Told you guys, didn't mind him yesterday. Had a very good matchup there, so I don't mind him here again. Kent Bazemore, don't mind him either at 4,500 as a punt play. Paul Millsap, Ersan Ilyasova. Every time that Embiid is out, Ersan has to pick it up. Maybe not the best matchup here against Paul Millsap. He does have a little bit of inches on him, and Millsap, for the most part, doesn't like to get out and guard that line. So I don't mind some Ersan. His usage definitely goes up when Joel Embiid sits. Same as Dario Saric, his usage and minutes go up. His minutes go up by around 7 minutes, and his fantasy points go up about 5 or 6. So I don't mind Saric here. Maybe get you 24, 25. I don't mind him. Not my favorite option, but if you're just looking to punt that position, I don't mind him. And then centers, you got Dwight Howard, you got some Noel, you got some Okafor in there. I don't know if I can really touch these guys. Maybe Howard has a half-decent game here because Joel Embiid is out, and as I told you, their Philly's really bad when he's out, so maybe Howard gets you 35, but he's going to get a lot of rebounds, I'll tell you that. So maybe take a shot, but not my favorite option out there. So anyway, don't mind some Dennis Schroeder. Don't mind McConnell, but not my favorite play. For the most part, this is not really my game. Maybe Covington, maybe Millsap, maybe Ersan. Probably Ersan's probably my favorite option from this one. I think he'll be the one that's going to get the most upside out of all these Philly players. So if you had to pick, I'd probably pick Ersan out of everyone and probably move on from this one. It spreads at 10 at a 200 total. Not really liking that. All right, moving on. We got Brooklyn and Charlotte. 219 total in Charlotte by 12. And as you all saw, Brooklyn 143 points last night. Don't think that's going to happen here again. So last minute, Brooklyn decided to rest Booker and Sean Kilpatrick. What kind of messed up my lineups a little bit. But, I think that they should be back. I was looking at reports here. I'm not too sure. Over here, they have Rondae Hollis-Jefferson listed as doubtful. There's no reason why. The only reason, obviously, is because of rest. But there's no official word on it. But it says he's doubtful. So definitely have to watch that. But as you see, I don't know if you can see it, but average minutes when Jefferson is out, Sean Kilpatrick, his minutes go up about 6 points. Isaiah Whitehead, his minutes go up about 8. And Joe Harris go up around 5. So really don't mind some Sean Kilpatrick here. His fantasy points his average is around 20, and when Jefferson is out, for some reason they jump up to 36.8. Obviously, that's just an average depending on the matchup. Booker, he goes up to 30. So if Rondae Hollis-Jefferson is out, maybe take a shot with Sean Kilpatrick. He is all rested. He's $3,900. Charlotte's not the best defense out there. So maybe, like I said, that's a long shot getting that many points, but still, maybe if you get you 23, 24, his minutes should go up a little bit. So I don't mind him. On the flip side, I don't mind Bojan Bogdanovic either. If Jefferson is out, had a heck of a game last night. As normal, if you want to put in Kemba Walker, I don't mind him. Don't know how much they need him here, but he had a very good game last night. Batum's in play as well. Don't know how much exposure do you want here, but, it's a very easy matchup, so they should easily get their points. Michael Gilchrist, a very easy matchup as well. Mostly all these Brooklyn players are in play. Marvin Williams and Frank the Tank, both of them had a very good game last night. So, like I said, most of these Charlotte players are in play since they have such a good matchup, but, as normal, that blowout concern. So you got to want to pick and choose who you want from that one. And then Brook Lopez, as normal, I think his usage, as normal, is going to be very high. So I don't mind some Lopez here against some Cody Zeller. So definitely watch out for that Rondae Hollis-Jefferson news. As I said, it's unofficial, but, they are listing him as doubtful. So definitely got to watch that news. But if it does, Bojan Bogdanovic comes back into play a little bit. Sean Kilpatrick as well. So definitely watch that news. But for the most part, one or two of these Charlotte guys just to have them in there. And then, that's probably it from this one. All right, moving on. We got Milwaukee and Miami, a 206 total, and Miami only by 2. So this should be a good, close game. But As normal, don't mind some Dragic here against Milwaukee. I think he's sitting in a good spot. Tyler Johnson, if you want to go that way, probably go Dragic here. And then you got some Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's going to be going up against Deion Waiters, but I don't think Waiters can be able to stop Giannis. But on the flip side, don't mind some Waiters. Had a down game against Dallas, but as normal, Milwaukee's not the best defense out there. They struggle against the shooting guards, the small forwards. So maybe if you get you 25, not many people will have Deion Waiters. Same here. He's not my favorite option out there, but still, if he gets it done, I don't mind him. Michael Beasley, $4,600. Price is jumping up huge. Let me see here. 15, 29, and 4. That's a little inconsistent for me. If somebody's announced out, then I'll put in some Beasley, but not really the matchup for him. Jabari Parker, half-decent play here. Don't mind James Johnson, but last time I checked, he was coming off the bench, which I didn't really like. And then Hassan Whiteside, he's in play. He's been up and down here recently, but as normal, Milwaukee, really bad against that center position. So if you want to take a shot in a GPP with Whiteside, maybe, but 32, 35, and 24 against teams that, as you see, are not that good. Yeah, he just played Milwaukee not too long ago. So in all these teams, they struggle against their centers. So Whiteside, don't know what's going on with him. So I'm a little cautious with him. Probably wouldn't play Whiteside here. So for me, Dragic, Giannis, maybe some Deion, maybe some Parker, but not really the game I want to target too much. Maybe one from this one, and then probably move on. Not the best game out there. All right, one of the better games out here, Phoenix and New York, at 220 total in in New York by 5.5. So this is one of the games you're going to want to target. Should be a fast, up-paced game. Bledsoe and Rose are both in play with me. I would definitely don't mind putting both of them in there in your lineup, in the same lineup. Devin Booker's in play. He's been very hot. Carmelo's in play, as we saw what he did. He had 50. Don't think he'll do that again, but I think 35 to 40 is in his range. Definitely don't mind some Carmelo. Don't know what's going on with Kristaps Porzingis. He did play, but he came off the bench. He had 15 points, but didn't play too many minutes here. He played 29 minutes. 7,200. If he's in the starting lineup and he has no limitations, I'd probably play him. But if he still, says something about his injury, I'm a little cautious about that. So definitely watch out for that Porzingis news if anything comes out on him. Not too high on any of those other guys. Tyson Chandler, you got to have him in there. Noah, Kyle Quinn aren't really going to be able to guard him. So definitely watch out for Chandler. He's been on a tear. He's going to be very popular. But as normal, Knicks are very bad against centers. So put Chandler in there and move on. Don't know what's going on with Noah, but if he's out, Kyle Quinn, he's going to be in play. As you see, he had 35 against Washington, had a dud against Boston, didn't really play him, but then came out against Washington, and almost had a double-double. So don't mind some Quinn. My only concern is his minutes are very weird, even with Noah out, so definitely watch that. So, really good game here. Bledsoe, Derrick Rose, Booker, Carmelo, maybe some Warren in there. Maybe Porzingis, depending on if he's going to play full minutes or not. So definitely watch that news. And then definitely some Tyson Chandler. So about 3 or 4 from this one. This is going to be one of the games I'm going to stack. So, yeah, definitely a very good game here to target. All right, moving on. We've got Memphis and Houston. 215 total in Houston, only by 1. They did play last night. Both of these teams actually did play last night. So, but right away, the news for me, Ryan Anderson's going to be out. And if any of you guys did pay attention to that Golden State game last night, Mr. Sam Decker had 30 fantasy points. So whenever Anderson doesn't play, Decker's minutes and production goes up dramatically. As you see here, his minutes go up to about 25. I think they'll be a little bit higher here. And then his production goes up a little bit as well. So I really don't mind some Sam Decker in this situation. Not the fastest paced game, but still, his minutes are going to go up around 6 or 7. So he's $3,500. Even if he gets you 21, 22, I really don't mind some Sam Decker here. Same as Trevor Ariza, his minutes will go up a little bit. As you see, 30 against Golden State. So when Anderson's out, he definitely his production goes up just a little bit. So if he gets you 20 to 22, I'll take that from Sam Decker. Mike Conley, I don't mind him. But Beverly is against him though. I picked Conley last night, had I think 38, so good night from him. Um, Still don't mind Conley here against Beverly, but I think it'll be a really close game here. Don't mind some Harden. I think Tony Allen, as normal, is in a very good spot every time he plays Houston. Tony Allen has a pretty good game, and he had 24 against Sacramento last night. Houston on the 13th, he had 30.3. So Tony Allen definitely in play. I think he'll be popular. So definitely don't mind him. Not too high on Harden here. I don't mind it, but I don't think I can pay $12,000 for him. See what's going on with Ariza. As I said, his production goes up just a little bit with Ryan Anderson out, but he's been terrible though. Had 24 against Memphis, so I'd probably pass on Trevor Ariza here. Power forwards. Zebo, it's not really his game, but he's been very productive. He's obviously a slower, older guy, but man, he's just been very productive for the most part. 34 against Sacramento. He had 35 against Houston, so don't mind putting in some Zebo at all in this situation for $5,900. And then one guy that had a very good game last night was Clint Capella. And, same thing. Ryan Anderson's going to be out in a game time decision. So, yeah, if he's going to get at least 28 to 30 minutes, really don't mind some Clint Capella. He had 39 against Golden State. His minutes obviously were limited, so I wouldn't jump on the wagon here because it is against Memphis. So if it was maybe against Phoenix, I would do it, but a little cautious here against Memphis. But Marc Gasol, I love him here tonight. 8,200, still one of those guys that, for the most part, is not too popular on the ownership, but he puts up solid numbers. Yeah, he only had 28 against Houston, but I think he will rebound here to get you at least 40 to 45. So I really like some Marc Gasol. So don't mind Conley. Probably not going to pay for him. I don't mind Beverly, though. Not going to pay up for Harden. Probably pay for Tony Allen, obviously. Maybe some Sam Decker in a GPP. Zebo, really don't mind him. And then some Marc Gasol as well. So probably, two guys from this one and then move on. Definitely don't mind that one at all since that spread's only at 1. All right, moving on. We got Cleveland and San Antonio. No total on this one, but it should be, a very good game. Both of these defenses are pretty good. Also, both these offenses are pretty good as well. Two of the top teams in the West and in the East. So don't know what's going on with Tony Parker. If he's out for some reason, Patty Mills is going to get some extra minutes. But if Parker and Gasol's already out, so if Parker's out again, you have to go Mr. Kawhi Leonard. No, he's going up against LeBron, but his usage is going to be so high that he's going to have to be a must play here. Same as Aldridge. I know he's going up against Kevin Love, but his usage will go up. Didn't do too much last game, but still don't mind some Aldridge. Don't know what's going on with Kevin Love here. I think he'll play. This is going to be a game that he needs. They're going to need him. So definitely watch that news for him. David Lee will probably be getting some extra minutes. He might even start. Let me go see here if they have the usage with Pau Gasol out. Let me go check this real quick. Oh, nope. All right, they don't have him in there. But anyway, I heard obviously that Lee's going to get some extra minutes for obvious reasons, as you saw. He played against Denver. Gasol didn't play that game. He got you 36. So don't expect the same production, obviously. Going to be a little bit harder matchup, but if his minutes are going to go up, I definitely don't mind some David Lee for $4,900. Dedmon should get some extra minutes as well. Not my favorite option, but still a half decent play. If Love's out again, Channing Frye will be in play. He'll be very popular. Not too high on Thompson. He messed up his finger and only had 15 points. Not going to go there. So this should be a good matchup. Irving is in play. Iman Shumpert should be in a half-decent spot. Had a very good game last time out against the Suns. I don't think he'll put up as many numbers here against the Spurs, but maybe get you 23, 24 maybe. As you see, he's been half-decent these last couple games, but those are against fast-paced teams. So definitely I don't think he'll put up as big of numbers here against the Spurs. Still a half-decent play here. So don't mind James. I know he's going up against Kawhi, but, it's going to be a very good matchup. James is going to have to come out here. So even though he has Kawhi on him, I really like James. And obviously I like Kawhi Leonard. If Parker and Gasol are out, which, Gasol's already out. So maybe some Aldridge, but if Love's back, I don't know. But if Love is out and Fry's in, I definitely don't mind some Aldridge at all in that situation. And then, like I said, David Lee as well. Deadman will probably get the start, but Lee will probably get some extra minutes. So, yeah, definitely don't mind that game. No total on that one because of the injury news, but should be a very good close game. All right, moving on. We got Sacramento and Chicago, 204 total in Chicago by 6. Another one of these games that should be, a relatively good one. As normal, Sacramento not doing as well here because of Rudy Gay's out. Darren Collison, he's always in play for me. I don't really – Michael Carter-Williams and Rondo don't scare me on their defense. So, and Collison had a bad game against Memphis, but, before that, 19, 28, 34, I don't mind some Darren Collison. Bad thing about that, though, is Ty Lawson is cutting into his minutes a little bit. So it's kind of a toss-up on who you want to pick. See here how Lawson did. He had 26 in 23 minutes. So, honestly, it's a toss-up on who you want. Maybe put in Collison, he'll get the starter minutes, but still Lawson maybe in a GPP. Shooting guard Dwayne Wade should be in play. Really don't mind him. Jimmy Butler, like I said, if none of these guys rest here on the Chicago side, Butler had a really bad game last night, but definitely watch Chicago. They like to rest on a back-to-back. So I don't mind Butler here, but definitely would go towards Kawhi Leonard. I think this one might be a blowout. So still Butler, I still think should have a pretty good game here. Taj Gibson, a half-decent option here as well. And that is normal. If you can get Boogie in there, definitely put in Boogie. I think he will have a huge monster game here, at least 55+ in this one. So I really like some DeMarcus Cousins. So for the most part, maybe one, maybe two from this one. Maybe, like I said, look at Collison, look at Lawson, see who you like more. Wade in a half-decent spot here. Garrett Temple's playing some extra minutes as well. Not too high on him, though, against Wade. And then Butler, I don't mind him, but I would rather go Kawhi Leonard. And then, like I said, maybe some Gibson, and then obviously have to have some Boogie in there. So maybe one, maybe two from that one, and move on. Not the most exciting game since that it's only a 204 total, but still don't mind it. All right, moving on, we got Clippers and Denver. If you want to find some value, this is where you're going to do it. Right now, at the moment, both these teams are, be honest, they suck right now. Griffin should be coming back here in about 5 or 6 days, maybe. But right now, both these teams are just terrible. Point guard, obviously, if you want to put Rivers in there, put him in there against Moutier, Simmons, Raymond Felton, either one of those guys. Felton did start at the point guard last time, and I think they had Rivers at the small forward position. So Felton should be in play if he's going to start, and Rivers as well. And then Will Barton, I don't mind him. He is going up against Redick, but this should be, a pretty good game. And Will Barton's been playing a little bit better here recently. Took on the Spurs the other day and still had a pretty good game here. So don't mind some Will Barton. As you see, 41 and 33. Let's see here. Last time they faced the Clippers, he had 41 on the 26th of December. So definitely don't mind some Will Barton in that situation. I really don't mind targeting this game. Redick, I don't mind him. Jamal Crawford, I was going to pick him last game. I was a little iffy about it because he's been all over the place. I think he did okay. I don't think he did anything special. 22 points, so maybe Crawford, but I don't mind some Redick here. Redick because Will Barton, a very bad defender. Small forward, don't know what's going on with Gallinari. Looks like Chandler is going to be back. Jokic, I don't know what's going on with it. Wow, 10,000. Holy cow. All right, well, never mind about that. I was going to play some Jokic, but his price, holy cow, just skyrocketed. Man, I don't know if I can play him now. It's still a pretty good matchup, but, man, almost 10,000 for Jokic. That's crazy to think of. Mo Buckets, I think he's in play. Definitely don't mind him. Kenneth Faried always does very good against the Clippers for some reason, so I don't mind him if he's in the starting lineup. And then center DeAndre Jordan, as normal. If you want to put him in there, put him in there. He's at 9-1 though. He's getting up there as well. But he should eat in this situation. His usage is going up huge. So definitely don't mind some DeAndre. So point guards, Austin Rivers, Raymond Felton, as normal. Don't mind them at all. Will Barton in play, Redick in play, Crawford in a GPP. So a lot of these cheap guys are in play for me. For Reed, maybe some Maurice Spates, and then DeAndre. So. Yeah, this is definitely the game that you're going to want to, put in some of your cheap guys to get some of the guys from that Phoenix game and some of that from that Cleveland game. So maybe 2 or 3 of these cheap options, and then probably move on from that one. All right, last but not least, we got Indiana and Utah, 203 total in Utah by 6, which I totally disagree with. I think Utah should beat them very easily. Indiana looked very bad last night against the Lakers. Utah has been a very, very good defense all year. I think George Hill, he should play. So not too high on any of those point guards. Shooting guards here, not too high on them. Small forward, Gordon Hayward, I really like him here against Paul George. If Ingles starts again, always a half-decent option to get you around 23, 24. And if he does start, he'll probably be starting on the shooting guard position as normal. Shooting guards against Indy, very good option, as you saw what Lou Williams did last night. So, and I think Monte Ellis will probably be starting, and Joe Ingles has like 8 or 9 inches on him, so it should be a half-decent option there. Oh, man, Young Favors, not my best options. Favors just terrible last night. Young, pretty good game, but a different game here, so I'm not too high on him. Rudy Gobert, what a game last night. Totally missed out on the opportunity to get him, which kind of sucked. But I really like him as normal. I keep telling you guys, Indy, very bad rebounding team. So I love some Rudy Gobert here. He'll be very popular, but 48, 47, and 61. I like it. He's still only 7,800, so you better get his price while you can, because his price is going to go up to around 85 to 86 here in the next day or so. So for me, Hayward and Rudy Gobert in this one, and that's really it. I don't really care for any of these other guys. Maybe, as I said, Joe Ingles if he gets to start, but not my favorite option, but still a half-decent option here against Indy. So, all right, I think that does it. A lot of games, but, some injury news has to come out. But for the most part, I think it's pretty much set on who to target. All right, so we're going to go Mr. Bledsoe. I told you I love him. We're going to go some D Rose. That's not D Rose. I really like this Phoenix and New York game quite a bit. Shooting guards. Let's see here. Got Harden and Giannis. Let me go see here how Memphis and Miami are against shooting guards. Pretty sure they're pretty good. All right, here, Miami, and let's see here, Memphis. All right, Grizzlies, down there in the bottom, very good, and then the Heat are right down there as well. So, so for this one here, we're probably going to go Batum, and then let's go. All right, we're going to go Batum Booker. But if I need some extra money, I'm probably going to go Booker and Tony Allen here. I really want to get Rudy, so let's try and put him in there. It drops the price a little bit. Let's try and get in, see if I can do that here. I really don't mind Batum and Booker if you want to do that, but if you want to save here, and Tony Allen gets you at least 25, you'll save about $1,300-1,400. So I really don't mind that at all. Small forwards. See here. See if you can do Leonard and Carmelo. And then power forward, 43. Put in David Lee, and then you got $3,800 here. All right, well, obviously, once you get down here, you gotta got to wait for some injury news to happen here. So for the most part, I'm probably going to leave this. Let's see if I can get rid of Carmelo, Sam Decker, take out Allen, put in Batum. Leaves you 51 as well. Well, Barton. Definitely, as normally, got to mess around here. But I'm not too high on these point guard. These power forwards for the most part. So maybe some Sark, maybe some Maurice Bates, David Lee. And and maybe might have to just punt your power forward position away here. So let's go put Carmelo back in there just to do that. There's 2 or 3 other options I like, and put in some Tony Allen here. So, all right. So as I said, I like Bledsoe. I really like some Rose. Both those guys are top options for me. Don't mind Kemba Walker, but should be a blowout. So for me, yeah, Bledsoe and D Rose. If you want to go Austin Rivers and Felton, definitely don't mind that either. But I really like those two. Shooting guards, Batum, Booker, Will Barton, and Tony Allen are probably my top options that I like there. Small forward, LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony, and Hayward for there. And then Sam Decker if you want to go cheap. Then also don't mind some Sean Kilpatrick if Rondé Hollis is out. And then power forwards are just a mess. Maybe some Zach Randolph or Ursan Ilyasova for Reed. Maybe some David Lee, but it's terrible right there. And then centers, if you can get Boogie, don't mind him. Marc Gasol either. And then some Rudy Gobert are my top options there. Oh, yeah, and then also you got Tyson Chandler if you want to go a little bit cheaper. So should be another good slate. I really like this one as well. A lot of good options here. So, all right, guys, I think that does it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you're new here, thank you for subscribing. So, yeah, hopefully you guys all have a good Saturday. Hopefully you guys win some money, and we'll see you guys all on Sunday.